Everyone. It's Tuesday and we are back. Hello, Tom, Chris. Power to the people of Australia. Is that Sharon behind this powerful Zoom name? No, who is there? Who owns this account? Who else is here? I see people are still joining. People, let's share everywhere we can. We are live on Zoom, on a Facebook. So let's share it in all our other groups and our private pages, so we can reach more and more people from all around the world. Hello from Denmark. Wow. Morgan, hello. Is it cold in Denmark as well, like in Latvia? I even have dry hands, like I never had it before. So it's actually painful how cold it's outside right now. South India, hello, welcome everyone. Great to see that we have new people joining. I haven't seen some of you here. So yeah, I'm happy to see some not new faces, but new names in the chat. All right, so it's Tuesday. It means that we have a webinar about the global unit pay and a little bit about the FNT. What are these products and what we can do with them and why we are so unique, and so on. So all of that you will hear in today's webinar. My name is Anete Martinsone. I'm originally from Latvia, currently in Latvia, and I'm enjoying being back in the front line, sharing some exciting information, exciting project, and you know, I look forward to see what else this project can bring on table, and what we can do with it, and how it will change our lives, and many other things in many other ways. Myself, I'm in the business since 2016, but it doesn't matter, because every day, like, the world is changing, things are changing, and there is so much even for me to learn. So be prepared, switch off all the noise around you, what could potentially distract you from this webinar. Be focused, get as much information as you can, and ask questions related to the information we will share today, because there will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. But in order for us not to lose your questions, please type them in a specific Q&A box, which you can find at the bottom of the screen. You will see Q&A, press that and type your question, because when we have the interactions going on in the chat, we may use it. And thank you, Tom. My baby is really good. She's nearly 8 months old. The time is flying, crazy. All right, so what we have for today. Today's program is very simple, but very important. So we will talk about the why. So why we do, what we believe we can change, and what we believe we can bring to the table, to the people, how we are achieving things, how we are different from other maybe similar projects that you may think is out there, and what we can offer today and what we can offer tomorrow, like in the future. All of that you will hear in today's webinar. We will not keep you longer there, hopefully 40 minutes to 1 hour, depending on how many questions you will have. But let's try to fit in 40 minutes, because I know we are all very busy in today's life. But now it's time to introduce you to our amazing speaker, from which I can learn a lot. It's Aidan Ward. He is our Australian partner. Always energetic, always smiley, always full of power. And, you know, he is a master. I think I can call you master, I hope. And he knows what he's talking, all right? He been in this project for some time. He used to be a manager for global unit pay, but now he's a representative of Global Unit Pay. He just changed a little bit of titles, but he's still with us. He's still with the project, and he knows a lot about this project. And you know, whenever he speaks about it, there's always something new that I hear and I can learn from. So, Aidan, I won't keep myself longer talking. I'm giving the floor to you.
Thank you so much, Anete, and it is so good to go and be with you all here today. And I do apologize for the regalia card. I don't know what's gone and happened. Perhaps there's been a little bit of a reformat. But guys, if you're excited, please drop a massive fireball or a love heart or a rocket ship, anything that goes and signifies and symbolizes your hype and you being here, one right here now. Oh, there goes my mouth words. Anyway, we have an absolute crackerjack of a session. For those people who have been in the know over the last couple of weeks, I've been teaming up with Anete to go and be able to deliver the FNT World Ecosystem webinars on a Tuesday, and of course FNT designated webinars explicitly for the FNTs on Thursday, roughly around about the same time. So let's go to the next slide, please. All right, so guys, let's go and get some engagement right now. Put a rate from 1 to 10, how confident you are with the crypto market, excluding anything that we've gone and bought within our ecosystem. So outside of Evorich, how much faith have you got within other parties at play? 5, yeah. 7. Wow. Okay. Power to the people. Believes it. All right, Ian. Yep. Chris is on a massive 8. Geez, mate. I don't know what has to go and get done in order to go and drop it down to around about a 5 or a 6. Karina, 7. Yeah, absolutely. Look, guys, we are so very fortunate because our whole ecosystem is, when you put it all right down into 3 main categories, everything that's within our ecosystem, including the Global Unit Pay and FNT, meets those 3 criteria: how to make money, how to multiply money, and how to keep money as well. Outside of what we actually have that we get to go and call our own as co-owners, there are high rates and fees. We used to use a third-party provider within the back office, which would charge up to 15%. 15%. That is robbery. You have the unsecure providers, and we can just go and look at what's happened within FTX, and of course everything that's happened within the crypto accounts, you know, attached to it, has really gone and created a massive shambolic situation across the globe, where a lot of people are kind of screaming and searching and hoping that there is a platform that goes and prides itself on being able to be used anywhere in the world, that their private information and their funds are going to be kept safe. And of course, to go and have, you know, very avant-garde, up-to-date, innovative sort of functions that will go and bridge both the traditional financial services that we've all come to know, and some of us enjoy and some of us love, but also with the contemporary, the new, the FinTech, you know, what's the next evolution for financial services in the future? So to go and have that all within one ecosystem through 2 companies, Global Unit Pay and FNT, we are in an absolute amazing situation where we are right now. Next slide, please. So what is our why? Let's just go and put it right down to the bare bones. We really do believe that by ensuring that our platform meets the international standard of security, availability, and functionality, that we will have a world-class crypto fiat payment institution that ensures a thriving environment of globalized wealth empowerment without discrimination. Let's put some fireballs in the chat or some love hearts, get some reactions happening, just to go and see if you can go and get behind a project like that. How cool would it be to go and have access to a financial technology platform that goes and meets all those parameters? All right, keep the love hearts going if you would love for that to go and be, you know, as part of our portfolio as Evorich partners. Yes, all right, I'm seeing a flood of the hearts. I love it. All right, well, let me show you how we aim to go and do it. So next slide, please. Very, very simply, this is how the Global Unit Pay platform goes and works. And I would imagine that everybody on here right now has actually got themselves a global unit pay account. Is that right? Put a plus in the chat if you don't have a global unit pay account yet. No? Okay, fantastic. All right, thanks, Tom. Always the cheeky one, putting a minus when I said plus. Awesome. All right, so with global unit pay, it really comes down to 3 avenues where you can actually go and utilize your money and utilize your funds within GUP. Let's start from the bottom. You can go and see the Swiss national flag there, and that's to go and represent fiat funds that are coming from outside of the platform. So from there is a deposit made into global unit pay, and from there you can go and withdraw assets from global unit pay straight through to that exact same bank account. For those in the EU, which I'll get to in a little bit more in depth later on, you do have the option for, global unit pay cards as well. Unfortunately, the rest of the world don't at this current point in time, but there are always solutions being worked on to go and make sure that all of our services are available everywhere in the world. More on that later. We've got over-the-counter crypto exchange. So people who have a global unit pay account holders can actually benefit from building their portfolio with the funds that they store within global unit pay, knowing full well that it's not going to go and get lost like it would on, say, an exchange. I can't tell you how many stories I've gone and heard over the last few weeks where people have gone and had all of this amount of funds within a crypto exchange only for it to go and file a Chapter 11 and file for bankruptcy. That's heartbreaking, especially when we're so close to Christmas, when, this could have been a much more joyous time for the year for those sort of people. And my heart goes out to them. And I hope that, you guys are all in the same boat as well and really sharing that love for those who have been effectively robbed. So over-the-counter crypto exchange, once again, puts the security in your hands. You can go and make sure that you're building a portfolio, that you are, selling assets when you can go and see they're going to be a bear market or more of a bear market. Or if we're pushing into bull market territory, then those assets can go and be bought, exchanged, and sold all within the platform, knowing full well that all of your funds are safe. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, here come the heart flood again. I love it. All right. And of course, guys, we've got the multi-currency accounts, and that's very, very simple. So not everyone is going to go and be comfortable with, say, USD or Euro. In fact, our cards, they have to go and be in the Euro currency due to the card regulations. And of course, we all know that within our Evorich ecosystem, that everything is based off the US dollar. So to go and have those multi-currency accounts means that we can go and pair it with other, I suppose, components and parts of the global unit pay and FNT World ecosystem, so that more people have got more platforms and more ability to go and have it tethered both ways. Does that make sense, guys? Put a plus in the chat if that makes sense to you. Yes, fantastic. Lovely. All right, let's move on to the next slide, please. All right, so main factors about the company, really, really easily. Okay, we're based in Switzerland. We all know that. For those people who are having a look at global unit pay for the first time, this is amazing, and you've come to the right place. We are currently in 168 countries all over the world, with a number of registered users over 50,000, and company accounts is exceeding the 150 mark as well, which is amazing. Last year, in effectively what was our first year since launch, so 2021, we were able to go and bring in 40 million USD in our first year to go and create a profit of $350,000. That's pretty amazing. For a first year payment system, that's pretty amazing. Let's move on to the next slide, please. All right, so global unit pay comes down to really 5 key components. You've got your banking elements, and we do have goals to actually go and evolve into a fintech company, and then of course a crypto bank in the near future. We've got the over-the-counter crypto exchange, and of course the multi-currency exchanges as well. We've got the ability for companies to actually go and list their own digital asset project within our platform. Who here remembers? Let's go and get some more pluses in the chat, guys. If you can remember, there was a promotion a few months ago where Unitex was offering, I think it was 300 USDT for anyone who went and referred a cryptocurrency client that was successful in listing onto Unitex. Can anyone remember that promotion? No? Okay. So because Unitex is the sister company to Global UnitPay and really started roughly around about the same time, there's always going to be like a, as above, so below sort of link between the two platforms. They're still separate companies, but they've always gone and been tethered, through different API integrations, right? So what that basically meant is that if there was a cryptocurrency that wanted to go and list onto Unitex and went through with that deal, then they would also go and have the option to go and integrate that exact same digital asset on Global UnitPay. That really goes and puts an edge for our platform and also for cryptocurrency projects that look very, very promising in the future that can go and see the big picture with being able to go and list on a Swiss FinTech platform and be one of the very few cryptocurrency projects that are actually listed on said platform. We, of course, have got the card branding, which basically goes and ties into the whole update with the cards as well. We're going to be able to go and list other companies to go and have their brand, their logo on cards made of metal, on plastic, and of course, wood. That is insane. I didn't even realize that that was even a thing, but here we are in 2022 where you can go and have wooden RFID chips in your banking cards. Crazy world. But most importantly, out of all of these five, I would go and argue that the custody of the funds is probably the most important. When I first stepped into Global UnitPay, well, the one thing that really stuck out to me that was different to all the other projects was the fact that it was centered around giving people the platform so that they could benefit from keeping more of their funds. More funds safe, more private information, confidential, and of course with a trusted financial institution because you know the people who are actually running it. Next slide, please. So, Global UnitPay opens FNT World. Now, I've had a lot of questions in regards to what the difference between FNT and FNT World is. Very simply is that FNT World is the entire ecosystem, similar to how World Crew is the STO and Evorich is the ecosystem. Does that make sense? So Global UnitPay plus FNT equals FNT World. GUP plus FNT, FNT World. Awesome. I hope that helps, Tom. So let's move on to the next slide. Now, of course, with the FNT, guys, is that this is going to go and be a utility token. Everyone knows what a utility token is, I would imagine, through UNTB, knowing that there are specific use cases where this specific cryptocurrency is going to be effectively the fuel of the ecosystem. Every single thing that will be happening within FNT World will require an element of FNT at every given point. Now, for those people who are familiar with the development of Crew, of World Crew, of UNTB, they've all gone and had very differing levels of the total supply. Now, of course, that can be great when there is a huge amount of adoption in terms of community size. But if those people who, it goes and poses a risk, because if there is, a smaller amount of parties, a smaller quantity of parties who go and hold the majority of that supply, it can go and create a lot of downwards pressure. And this is where you can go and see things like rug pulls happening within the crypto market outside of our ecosystem. But you can go and see a lot of downward pressure being applied. I think one of the most coolest things about FNT is that it is flat at 2 billion total supply. To go and level up onto that is that we won't go and see 40% of it. 40% of it you will never go and have access to. And you might go and ask, Aidan, why is that? And that's because 40% is going to be reserved for the treasury, which will go and provide the liquidity so that we can go and offer a whole range of financial services that are going to go and benefit, adding more bang for your buck, and also to allow us to go and facilitate a lot of the really cool, attractive things that FNT World goes and promises. And for those people who haven't yet gone and checked out the white paper, definitely go and check out the white paper after this presentation. It is incredible. And I'm sure the organizers will put in the link for the FNT World website. If not now, then definitely towards the end. So that's the first thing. The second part that I can go and see with the tokenomics that really goes and excites me is the fact that Evorich partners, Evorich community goes and gets the biggest share held for the whitelist. We have the biggest opportunity to go and make the most of this. We can go and build the biggest portfolios together of the FNT so that once it's launched, we are so far on the front foot that the rest of the world is needing to go and catch up. Who here would like to go and be miles ahead of the whole pack when what FNT is working towards is creating mass adoption in more countries than not? Yes, absolutely, Tom. And I know that you've gone and backed that up with a lot of action since the launch of the whitelist on the 28th of July. Most importantly, if we go and hold the bulk of the supply that is going to go and be accessed, guys, that means that we are in charge. We hold the majority. That goes and puts a lot of power in our hands to ensure that this is going to go and be a supremely successful project and will go down within the history of what our community has gone and done since 2011 until now. We're going to go and have one platform for daily life use. So that's going to go and be for your loan to value benefits. That's going to go and be for your staking. That's going to be for your portfolio management. That's going to go and be for your asset management. That's going to go and be for what else? For the membership that goes and earns you interest. It's going to go and be for the cards as well. And that's all going to go and happen within the FNT World app. Thank you so much, Power to the People Australia, for getting that one through. I'm sure it's a bit of a mystery as to who that might be, but we love your work. And also, sustainable burning mechanism. Guys, one of the coolest, I would actually go and say that this is my favorite benefit. I don't say feature, I say benefit for FNT, and what goes and gives me a lot of trust and a lot of confidence that this is going to go and be as successful and worth the hype and excitement as what has gone and been, I suppose, relayed to you today and every other occasion leading up to today, is the fact that let's take, for example, you go and have, say, 10,000 FNTs, and each FNT is worth, say, 50 cents, right? So if you were to go and sell 1,000 of those FNTs, you would go and get, say, $500. Yeah, we can agree with that. That's good math. Cool. It is close to 11 o'clock, so I do bear with me. All right. What FNT goes and aims to do is they go and take basically the amount that has gone and been sold, they buy it back off the exchange, and then they burn up to 50%. 50% of what is being bought back in a 0x wallet. So you maintain the market cap, but you reduce the supply, which creates an upward pressure for the FNT value per token. Who here would like to go and see one of their tokenized assets actually building up in value incredibly fast, knowing that you've got all the machinations in line to ensure that you can get, yeah, perfect. I knew that was going to come. Thanks, Tom. Love your involvement. Next slide, please. So let's go and cover very, very quickly, all right? We've talked about the native token, that is the FNT token that you can go and get access to through the whitelist, through the Evorich back office. We've got the own banking solutions from Global Unipay getting the FinTech license, and we'll be able to go and issue out Swiss IBANs. Of course, FNT will be able to go and issue out Swiss IBANs afterwards as well. There's going to go and be the lending and the borrowing component. I touched on that earlier in regards to the loan to value, I suppose, cash flow system, right? So what that is that you can go and access a little bit of liquidity in terms of a loan through FNT, and then you go and pay through digital assets or fiat assets, but a percentage of the payment back will need to go and be FNT in order to go and fuel that ecosystem. But there's going to be more information on that on Thursday in regards to in depth what the loan to value cash system actually goes and does. We touched on the earning and the staking components as well in the previous slide. Now, of course, none of these rates have actually gone and yet been revealed. The white paper is still in version 1.0. I imagine that there will be a whole lot of updates in the not too distant future so that we can go and know and do our own due diligence on the asset and knowing what sort of parts of the ecosystem will go and benefit us. Okay, and of course we've got the burn buyback that I touched on in the previous slide as well. So next slide, please. So let's go and do a little bit of a comparison, right? Because what FNT is, when you strip it all back, is that there have been a lot of very successful digital asset project or ICO projects, cryptocurrency projects in the last, I'd go and say 5 or 10 years, right? And the one thing that they haven't gone and been able to go and have is sustainability. There's only a few percent of cryptocurrencies that actually are able to go and have a sustained growth and a sustained ebb and flow and market stimulation all across, you know, the duration of from when they've gone and launched up until today. One of those such that didn't go and make, I suppose, the sustainability component was Crow. And if you know Crow, you'll know that that was, it's short for Kronos, which was part of Crypto.com. And Crypto.com used to go and do all of these amazing sort of cards, but the amount that was actually needed of Crow in order to go and get, you know, go and qualify for each of these different sort of cards, they were pretty cards, but it was a marathon to even go and get the amounts in order to go and get access to those services. So we took that lesson and we've gone and made sure that this is going to be easily accessible. The benefits are going to go and be geared for mass adoption so that anyone from 18 years of age on their 18th birthday all the way up to 118 years of age looking at cryptocurrency for the first time, God bless, you know, will actually go and have a simple and easy to use platform that they get benefits from in all aspects of the FNT World ecosystem. So it has been said that we are going to go and be listing at a minimum of 5 cents on tier 1 and tier 2 exchanges. Who knows what it could actually go and be worth? In fact, guys, I want to go and get your ideas based on what I've told you today, knowing that there's going to be a huge market for the FNT in putting both the old world of financial services with the new and the contemporary. You tell me, how much would you like to go and see the FNT go and rise in value over the next 12 months after it's gone and launched? Next slide, please. Okay, so I have some good news, right? Massive, massive news. So since we've actually been doing these presentations, even from last Tuesday, we actually did a stock take of all the available packages that were actually that were available still within the whitelist in the Crew ever sent back office. What's really cool is I went and did another stock take today, about half an hour before today's webinar. And guys, we've gone and had another one of our 15,000 packages actually bought within the last 7 days. In fact, I can tell you exactly how many units has actually gone and been put through in regards to the FNT project within the last 7 days. That's 25,740 units. And that is a credit to all of our community. So guys, let's go and give a huge round of applause to everyone who's in the chat, everyone who's on Facebook right now. Let's go and get some excitement for FNT. Let's get some excitement for MLCI, and let's get some excitement for each and every single one of our partners that go and make up our 1.7 million strong across 168 countries. You guys are absolute rock stars. Yes, fantastic. It's good to go and see some vice presidents in the chat. Yes, Amazing, Atul, love the rocket ship. Amazing. All right. So guys, one thing before I move on to the next slide, I'll just go and let you know that even if you were to go and follow the suit of all of those people who have gone and invested and seen the value of FNT in the last 7 days, the only way that you would actually go and receive a loss initially, there'll be a return on investment straight away from when you buy the first 100 unit package. Because we've already gone and established that it will go and list at 5 cents as a minimum. And for the cost per FNT based on the package size for in units is 3.5 cents just for the 100. And then of course, as you go down and down and down, you could actually go and receive a huge return on investment based on the amount of FNTs you go and have. And of course, the capitalization in terms of the value you get today and what it is when it goes and launches. So congratulations, guys, and do make sure that you are taking up that opportunity. And also, before we move on to the next slide, who went and saw the big news in regards, oh, just one slide back, please. Oh, thank you. Who saw the big news when it came to the whitelist that was released? I think it might have been Saturday or Sunday. Tom, I'm going to go and pick you out of the audience. Can you tell me what the update was in regards to the FNT whitelist? No? Okay. Yes, Morgans. Guys, after almost 5 months, we are finally getting installments for the FNT packages. We get them in the next 2 weeks. They will be showing up in the back office within the next fortnight so that we can actually go and not necessarily, break the bank, but we can actually go and try and get the bigger packages so that we can go and have a bigger size portfolio and we can go and focus on making sure that we're capitalizing and we're benefiting most within the FNT ecosystem when it does go to launch. All right, now let's go to the next slide. Thank you so much. All right, so for those people who haven't yet gone onto the FNT website, guys, get out your phone right now and go and take a picture of that QR code. Otherwise, log on to, I think, yes, thank you, Power to the People Australia. You've gone and smashed it again. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. But yes, jump onto that website, download the white paper, have a read through the landing page, and you'll actually see a lot more information past what I've actually been able to go and share with you today. Of course, we'll be touching more on that on Thursday, but more on that later. Next slide, please. All right, so the go-to-market roadmap, this was the initial roadmap. And of course, there has most definitely been a few updates since then, because if we remember correctly, when the go-to-market roadmap was actually announced with the FNT whitelist launched back in July, is that it was only going to go and be used really as a collateral token. It was only supposed to go and be used in lieu for global unit pay goods and services. So the IBANs, the card fees, the cards themselves, to go and top up or withdraw, all those sort of things. And it's since evolved into just this paradigm platform that goes and combines both worlds of the financial services together to make it easy and user-friendly so that financial literacy and financial freedom and financial independence isn't just reserved for the rich of the rich. It's actually available to anyone who actually goes and seeks it. And that is the beautiful thing about the FNT world. But when we go and see the go-to-market roadmap from now and seeing how far we've gone and come in only 4 months, you can bet that there's going to go and be some incredible updates surrounding FNT within the upcoming months. Next slide, please. So things to go and note with FNT in 2023 is that we're going to be having our bounty campaign. The starting of the public sale will go and start in the first quarter of next year. And of course, we're going to be listing on the exchange, on the tier 1 and tier 2 exchanges at 5 cents, as I mentioned previously. Next slide, please. All right. So I'm going to go and hand back to my fantastic co-host. Thank you so much for giving me your time and attention. I'll be back with the Q&A after Anete, but Anete, if you're there, please, the floor is yours. Thank you again.
Thank you, Aidan, for sharing this information once again. Every time you are giving kind of the same information, but with the different examples, which I love it. You know, the more examples you give, the better, kind of how to say, the better we can understand the project, because everyone has their own way, right? So what would be the next steps now? The next steps is very simple. So you have to do your own due diligence about the project if you haven't done it yet. And it's very simple. You know, there are two websites, the Global Unit Pay website and the FNT website. Aidan, if you have these links in hand, you can share these both links. And you can share these links with your potential partners who might be interested to know more about the Global Unit Pay or FNT. The way I do it, whenever I have a conversation with the new potential partners or clients, I ask them if they are into blockchain, new technologies, fintech, cryptos, FNTs, and etc., etc. When they say yes, I'm sending them the link about the Global Unit Pay. They read about the project and they say, okay, what's next? What else is there? When I get this question, I'm very excited, because then I can share with them the FNT website. And I tell them, well, this is another project which, you know, can bring you some passive income. And then I send a link about FNT. I tell them that you can find the white paper in there and a little bit more information. But then if you want to know more, then please come back to me. And once one person said to me about when I sent the Global Unit Pay website, he said like, yeah, it sounds interesting, but I don't see where's the opportunity. And I say, well, it's no point for me to go and, you know, send you all information at once if you're not interested in the project. So first read about the project. If you like it, then I will send you more. And this is the best way to do it. Instead of, you know, sending a lot of information at once, do it step by step, you know, so they can process the information slowly but properly. So do your due diligence or send this information to your partners, then decide which package would suit you the best when it comes to FNTs. And remember, the time is running out. Again, the time, you know, is flying, and it's no more luxury for us like to say, oh, I have plenty of time. No, you actually have to act very quickly. Okay, you need to make up your mind, make a decision very quickly. Then the next step would be to invite these new partners to these free webinars, either to Tuesdays like today, or if they want to know more about FNTs, all the benefits, features, how it can be used, how it will be used, and how we can earn from it, then invite them for the webinar on Thursdays, which is specifically dedicated to FNT project and product. Okay, and then share this opportunity with as many people as you can. Very simple steps, right? No like complicated steps. And the bonuses that comes with all of this is that you can open Global Unit Pay account for free. So this is another step that I always kind of offer to my new partners. I send the information about the project. I tell them, if you want to go and test it, go and do it, register your account for free, see how it works, see what's in offer there, how it can be useful for you. And then I'm sharing even more information about FNT. So there are different approaches. You just need to know what the person needs are. And actually, that's another training that I would love to do, is about client service, or servicing your client by knowing what they need, by using 3 senses. It's like, some people love to hear, some people love to see, and some people love to feel. So when we know what kind of person is in front of us, these are the sense and words that we need to use. If people want to hear, we talk about we share the information with the words. If they want to see it, then we share information by showing them, and by feeling, obviously we're using words and sentences, everything else we can for them to feel it. All right, so everyone has their own approach, but this is another topic which I would love to speak someday, one day, and I hope I will do it. Then as a bonus, you can have an access to Evorich marketing platform and start the business from the scratch, if that's what you want to do or your partner wants to do, by earning some extra money, extra cash. And as I said, you can get the extra, not extra, but access to the Thursday training for free and learn how to build the MLCI business with no limits. Very simple steps, right? And very great bonuses. Who thinks so? All right, so this is the first part is done. So now it's time for questions. Questions in the chat box for the questions and answers. And Aidan, I see you're back. So you have for now only one question. I think that would be very quickly. That would be very quickly for us. Yeah.
So to the anonymous attendee who goes and asks, once we invest, let's say a company that went broke, is there any way to recuperate the investment by a legal claim, or was it our risk? Thank you. Okay, so probably the best bet, this isn't probably the I'm not able to go and provide financial advice when it comes to creating legal claims or anything, but you would need to go and speak to the jurisdiction that you reside in, and also speak to the jurisdiction of the company, of where the registered company was. It's nothing that we can go and do per se, but those are probably your best bets, because of course, there's different sort of companies, there's different sort of financial regulations, there's different sort of jurisdictions which go and regulate different sort of financial instruments. So that's probably the best piece of advice that I can go and give you. I hope that it's just a hypothetical and that it's not actually something that has gone and that you've gone and suffered from. But if you have, then that's probably the best way to go about it. I can't get, our next question is a lot of Russian, and I can't read Russian. Anete, how are you at reading Russian?
Yeah, I can read it, but it's not about, it's not a question. It's the person is writing glory to Ukraine and to Russia.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the nicest question that I've gone and received on a Q&A before. All right. Well, if that's the case, if there's no more questions relating to everything that you guys have gone and seen here today, I wanted to go and put on my former project manager for Global Unit Pay hat on, because there was a huge update that was done last week in relation to the cards. So let's go and get some love hearts in the chat if you guys are excited about the new updates with the cards, for starters. Okay. All right. So we're getting a few. Yeah, Mogans, I'll get into that shortly, my friend. So basically what's gone and happened is that Global Unit Pay has gone and grown and grown and grown. And we've had an amazing few months where we've gone over to Dubai, smashed it, went and got an invitation to go over to Amsterdam for the Legends for Legends charity event, smashed that. And then also with the Sigma AIBC Malta event, which is predominantly for blockchain and for gaming, for gambling, we went and smashed that as well. And so our door has been knocking very hard, very loudly by a lot of people who want to go and come and actually benefit from the services from not only Global Unit Pay, but also FNT once that goes and comes in. So this is huge. This is so exciting as co-owners. It's a little bit raw for the users who are outside of the European Union, but it was found out that the card factory and the card manufacturers wasn't actually allowed to go and issue out cards outside of the EU or the European Economic Area. So that put Valentin in put Global UnitPay, sorry, in a very tough situation where they needed to go and find a new factory to go and make sure that everything was compliant on Global UnitPay's end, because we want to go and make sure that we have the best chance of success at securing the FinTech license, and then of course becoming a crypto bank, in the years to go and come. But first is that we need to go and get the FinTech license. So luckily, Valentin and the Global UnitPay team actually found a card manufacturer that does go and offer the platinum cards. It offers the gold cards. It offers metal cards. It offers the wood cards. It offers the plastic cards. Like, as co-owners, this is the most exciting thing that has gone and probably come out ever since the STO webinar that we went and had, at FNT, right? This is amazing. As a user who is outside of the EEA, there is always going to go and be a solution found, but the time might go and be a little bit longer than expected. It is only the cards outside of the EEA that can't go and be issued. So you would have all gone and received a letter of correspondence from Global UnitPay asking for you to go and provide proof of address. And this is just to go and see which one of our registered users actually goes and has a legitimate address in the European Union, so that they can go and be provided cards, similar to how we had it with the virtual and similar how we went and had it to the standard. This block for any countries outside of the EEA for the cards does go and extend to virtual cards, okay? So we're going to just be a little bit cardless if we're outside of the EU. And you don't have to worry about it. You're in Latvia. That's one of the 31 countries. So guys, I guess in short that this is a little bit of a slingshot, and in business, there's always slingshots. You have to go and pull yourself back in certain aspects in order to go and launch yourself further than where you were originally, okay? So as co-owners, I cannot go and stress to each and every single one of you, this is exciting. This is progress. This goes and shows a lot of faith and a lot of belief and a lot of proof that Global UnitPay, FNT, and of course, FNT World is definitely the project that you want to go and be making sure that you're getting involved in and participating in and supporting and rallying behind to go and ensure that we can go and deliver on the results that have gone and been promised. Are we all good with that? Great. Let's get some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are all in agreement that this is long-term the best thing that we could possibly have gone and asked for, and that you're all hyped and you're all excited and can go and look past the fact that the cards are only available to a certain group of partners. Yes, fantastic. Australia's just representing tonight. Tell you. Yeah, but
we have to mention that right now, obviously, it's only for, I'd say the solution is only for the European Union countries, but it doesn't stop us to grow and to try to find another solutions, as Valentin was mentioning about the PayPal. Apparently, PayPal doesn't, PayPal physically is not all over the world. Like, they have financial institutions and organizations with whom they are working with in each country, but they all goes under kind of the PayPal. And this is what Global UnitPay also is trying to work towards, to have these separate organizations or financial institutions that we can partner with, so that we can operate in all over the world.
Yeah, well said. And that is the only thing. That is the only thing that we have to go and look for ways around. You can still top up via crypto. You can still top up via IBAN deposits. You can still withdraw via crypto. You can still exchange for crypto. You can buy crypto, sell crypto. You can go and top up your back office. You can go and shift any cryptocurrency or any units or euro straight over to Unitex. Like, this is the only thing that is just a little bit different. So I encourage you guys to all go and still be using Global UnitPay, as everybody who has gone and invested whatever they could into FNTs over the last 7 days. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to our whole community for being able to go and drum up 25,740 units within the last 7 days. Until then, I think that goes and wraps up today. What do you think, Anete?
Yes, I think the time has come.
Yes.
To finish this webinar, and to remind you all, guys, to join us on Thursday at 3 p.m. Moscow time, and the webinar will be about the FNTs, FNT, the benefits, the features, and obviously Aidan Ward will be the one who will again share this amazing information with you guys, because you know, he's the best person to learn from at this moment. I'm gonna catch you, Aidan, and I will learn the information to share it as well.
Amazing. Looking forward to it, guys. Anyway, you have a fantastic morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you guys are, and we'll see you all on Thursday, same time, same place, with the big same smiles on our faces. Catch you later, guys. Take care.
Bye.